Tell us a little bit about the Nordic Food Manifesto and how that has influenced change here for you and in the Nordics.
I think we've been traveling a lot in the Nordic part of the world, going abroad, seeing different cultures, and of course bringing them back home, and sort of forgot about the exquisiteness and the uniqueness of our own place, our own products. We've been aiming to import all these sort of stuff to be able to do this sort of cultural cuisine and the crossings of different kinds of cultural cuisines, ending up with really low flavor of products, because we're importing everything in, and also forgot how to produce really good products, because the import industry has just grown through the years. So the Nordic Manifesto was sort of a way of getting the awareness and the proudness of the place where we live, and bringing all the techniques in is the thing we need. We need to be inspired. We need to meet different people. We need to go abroad to get sort of a new path of doing your own cuisine. But you don't need to do different cuisines. Just do your own with the inspiration of techniques, way of looking at food, way of using the whole product, using the flour, using the actual fruit, using the stalk, using the
using
leaf.
all the
Everything. And that's the sort of inspiration you bring here, and then you use it on a carrot, you use it on it could be a chicken, it's actually not, or the hen, for an example. You
use everything, nothing is wasted.
Nothing is
thinking
wasted.
From a circular economy perspective.
Exactly. As a chef and a restaurateur, you need the guests.
Yes.
You need the guests from your town, but you also need the guests coming in from abroad.
I think what Anumita can mention it more, but I think the link between what we have on our plates and what is produced by the farmers, that is a very key issue. And so we talk about biodiversity, and we should also have diversity on our plates, because that would be good for our health as consumers, and it would be good for the farmers. So I think that was one of the key issues.
So if the takeaway message for us is, if we want to protect public health, if we want to protect our biodiversity and secure livelihood for the poor and the farmers, then we have to bring back the food that we have begun to lose. And the amazing culinary tradition that India has, that has evolved out of amazingly diverse biology and ecology of that region, that is what is going to give us nutrition. That is what is going to make us secure and also make us resilient against climate change. So if you want to preserve biodiversity outside, then you have to preserve biodiversity on your plate.
I think good food, we need to get the consumers to realize that sustainable food is the new good food. It's the cool food. We can't talk about sustainability by saving the world. We need to talk about it out of a pleasure perspective. I think we need to talk about it out of things that actually counts in your mouth.
Kunal, tell us about this challenge, about how do we showcase Indian cuisine globally?
Okay, so as you know, America is the biggest market outside of India for Indian cuisine or for Indian anything. There are about 45,000 restaurants in America.
Wow.
There are about 3,000 Indian restaurants in the US.
Okay.
Out of the 45,000. That's not a bad number.
Yes.
The biggest cuisine in America is obviously Italian. Number 2 is Mexican. Number 3 is French. And number 4, guess what? Is Indian.
Is Indian. But what about, do they actually get authentic Indian food? How do we showcase the different regions of India? Is that happening?
Yes, it is happening. Now, it's happening only in the big cities right now. It hasn't reached the American picket fences villages and the countryside yet. Over there, we are still living with chicken tikka masala and dal makhni, and most of the restaurants are not even run by Indians. They're obviously run by our Bangladeshi friends or Pakistani friends.
Right.
There's nothing wrong, but they are all a part of the subcontinent. But in mainstream New York City or LA, you will see things like the curry has come up. Things like I have done something with Ayurveda, for example, because yoga has a big role. So people are doing food based on their doshas,
Yeah.
which gives you cooling effect and heat effect based on your body personality, and that brings about a lot of micro cuisine, like cuisine from small villages, cuisine from small states. Challenge is to take it to America at large.
Right.
That hasn't happened yet.
Namaste. Indian cuisine is so much more than chicken tikka masala, but the world really doesn't know this. In Stockholm, we are in Stockholm at the Stockholm Culture Festival. The theme is India, and we've tried to demystify Indian cuisine by presenting Indian street food from 4 different cities of India, from Delhi, from Mumbai, from Kolkata and Chennai, and it's been a huge hit. Stockholmers and Swedes have never experienced this kind of food before. They basically get the same repeated menu in every as you find in any Indian restaurant anywhere in the world.
Indian tradition as the new way of cooking. The way of looking at plant-based food as the main thing and adding on meat or fish. You've been doing it for centuries.
Yes.
We've just started.
And I think the Indian plate, the way we eat at home, we call it ghar ka khana, is actually one of the most sustainable ways of eating. The plate model or thalriks model, because you have such a balanced thing, and meat is sometimes there, is not there, and it's always in the corner. It's not the center. So I think we have a solution.
I know. We have to look at you guys.
Okay.